neat lad. Fair is fair.
Welcome to our tutorial on solving equations with variables on both sides. Now that we are getting more comfortable using inverse operations, we are going to make our equations just a bit more complex. As we saw before, we will use the same basic principles we have already learned no matter how complex the equations get. First, let's review our basic four-step strategy for solving equations. Simplify both sides, get all the variables on one side, undo addition or subtraction, and finally, undo multiplication or division. Up to this point, we haven't needed to do step 2, but in this lesson, we will. Let's begin practicing our general strategy by solving the equation 3 times the quantity x plus 2 equals 5x minus 2. Please note that blue objects represent positive values, while red objects represent negative values. First, let's simplify both sides of the equation. On the left side, we see that there are 3 x plus 2's. If we look at the model, we can see what happens when we use the distributive property. We end up with 3 x's, 1, 2, 3, and 2, 4, 6 ones, or 3x plus 6, which equals 5x minus 2. For step 2 in our process, we need to get all the x's on the same side. Now, it doesn't matter which side you put them on, but in order to avoid negative values, I try to always put them on the side that has the most to begin with. In this case, we're going to move all the x's to the right side. To do this, we have to take away 3 x's, so there won't be any left on the left side anymore. As a result, we have 6 equals 2x minus 2. So the only x's left are on the right side. Now we can move on to our third step, undoing the addition or subtraction. In this case, we have a minus 2. So we need to add 2 to both sides of the equation. Once we do this, we are left with 8 equals 2x. Finally, our fourth step is to undo any multiplication or division. Here, x is multiplied by 2, so we need to divide by 2. This gives us our final answer, x equals 4. For our final example, let's solve the equation 5 times the quantity x minus 3 plus 7 equals 2 times the quantity x minus 9. Due to the complexity and larger numbers involved in this equation, we won't use the shapes to model this one. Let's work through our steps now. First, to simplify the left side of the equation, we need to distribute the 5 into the parentheses to get 5x minus 15 plus 7. Then we can combine the negative 15 and the plus 7 to get 5x minus 8 as our completely simplified left side. To simplify the right side, we need to distribute the 2 to get 2x minus 18. Now we're done with step 1. Step 2 is getting all the variables on the same side. To avoid negatives, we can eliminate the 2 x's on the right side. If we subtract those 2 x's, we end up with 3 x's on the left side and none on the right, giving us 3x minus 8 equals negative 18. For step 3, we need to undo the minus 8. So we add 8 to both sides of the equation to get 3x equals negative 10. Finally, we'll undo the multiplication and divide by 3 to get our final answer, x equals negative 3 1/3. Now that you've seen a few of these examples, try the activities to practice solving these more complex equations for yourself.